Today, we're pitting two colossal titans against each other in a battle for supremacy. In one corner we have the Red Death, the monstrous dragon from How to Train Your Dragon. And in the other, Monsterverse Rodan, the volcanic terror from Godzilla King of the Monsters. We'll break down their size, strength, speed, and much more to determine who would come out on top. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Size. The Red Death is gargantuan. In How to Train Your Dragon, it dwarfs everything around it, standing at around 520 feet tall and over 1,800 feet long. It's one of the largest dragons ever seen in its universe, capable of causing mass destruction with its sheer size alone. Rodan, while smaller, isn't exactly puny. He has a wingspan of 871 feet in Godzilla King of the Monsters, which is huge by any standards, though his height is roughly 154 feet. Rodan's strength lies in his aerial prowess, but in terms of size, the Red Death takes the crown here. Point awarded to Red Death. Weight. The Red Death's immense size means it's incredibly heavy, likely weighing in the thousands of tons, though an exact number isn't given in the films. However, based on its structure and size, it's one of the heaviest dragons in film history. Rodan, with his much more slender and aerodynamic build, is lighter. While Rodan doesn't have an official weight either, given his size and flight speed, he's likely lighter than the Red Death. Point awarded to Red Death. Speed. Speed is where Rodan shines. Rodan is incredibly fast for a creature of his size, capable of supersonic flight, which generates massive shockwaves in the atmosphere. His top speed in Godzilla King of the Monsters is estimated to be over Mach 1. On the other hand, the Red Death is slower, lumbering on land. While it can fly, it doesn't show the same high-speed maneuvers Rodan displays. So, when it comes to speed, Rodan clearly takes the advantage. Point awarded to Rodan. Durability. The Red Death has a thick, armor-like hide that protects it from various attacks, making it highly durable. It takes a massive explosion from Hiccup and Toothless to bring it down in How to Train Your Dragon, showing its resilience. Rodan, however, takes things to another level. In Godzilla King of the Monsters, he survives volcanic temperatures and even a clash with Monsterverse Ghidorah. His durability is heightened by his volcanic origins, making him resistant to extreme heat and even lightning attacks. While both are tough, Rodan's ability to survive near-apocalyptic conditions gives him a slight edge in durability. Point awarded to Rodan. Agility. In terms of agility, this is no contest. The Red Death is massive, and while it can fly, it's nowhere near as agile. Its movements are slow and deliberate, more focused on raw power. Rodan, on the other hand, is a master of the skies. He can outmaneuver jets, flip through the air, and evade attacks with ease. His flight agility is unmatched by most kaiju, let alone a massive dragon like the Red Death. Point awarded to Rodan. Stamina. Stamina is key in any long battle. The Red Death can endure, but its size works against it here. Its massive body would require a lot of energy to sustain during prolonged fights, and it ultimately fell after a single well-placed hit from Hiccup and Toothless. Rodan, however, is shown to engage in prolonged aerial battles and survive devastating attacks. He even joins forces with Godzilla after a battle, showing that he can last longer in tough situations. Point awarded to Rodan. Intelligence. The Red Death, while powerful, isn't shown to have high intelligence. It relies mostly on its brute strength and the control it exerts over other dragons through fear. Rodan, while not portrayed as a genius, is a seasoned survivor. His ability to adapt in battle, team up with other monsters, and recognize power dynamics, like submitting to Godzilla, shows a level of intelligence that surpasses the more primal Red Death. Point awarded to Rodan. Weapons. The Red Death's main weapon is its powerful jaws, massive tail, and the ability to breathe fire, making it a destructive force both on the ground and in the air. Rodan's primary weapon is his volcanic nature. He generates extreme heat, causing everything around him to burn. His sheer speed also allows him to create shockwaves that devastate opponents. While the Red Death has raw firepower, Rodan's shockwave-generating speed gives him the edge here. Point awarded to Rodan. Battle intelligence. The Red Death relies on fear and sheer force to dominate its surroundings. However, it doesn't display much strategy beyond that. It was ultimately outsmarted and defeated by a much smaller opponent. Rodan, on the other hand, displays battle awareness, especially in his fights with Ghidorah and Godzilla. He knows when to attack and when to retreat, showing more tactical intelligence than the Red Death. Point awarded to Rodan. The Red Death has fire-breathing abilities which make it extremely dangerous in close quarters, but that's where its special abilities end. Rodan, meanwhile, has his volcanic aura and extreme heat. His entire body radiates with molten energy, making him lethal to anyone who gets too close. In addition, his shockwaves from supersonic flight are a unique edge. Point awarded to Rodan. Experience and battle experience. Rodan has been through more battles against powerful foes like Ghidorah and Godzilla, proving his mettle time and again in the Monsterverse. His battle experience and adaptability to new enemies give him a clear advantage here. The Red Death, while controlling other dragons, doesn't have the same history of surviving clashes with kaiju-level threats. It faced a single, well-planned attack and was defeated. Point awarded to Rodan. Now how one wins and how one gets defeated. In a battle between these two titans, Rodan's superior speed, agility and durability give him the clear advantage. The Red Death may be larger and more powerful in some ways, but it's too slow and cumbersome to keep up with Rodan's aerial prowess. Rodan would use his speed to dodge the Red Death's attacks and hit hard with his shockwaves and fiery body. The Red Death could hold out for a while, but eventually, it would succumb to Rodan's relentless attacks. Rodan wins due to his experience, agility, and ability to strike faster than the Red Death can respond. So there you have it, folks. In a clash of titans, Monsterverse Rodan takes the win over the Red Death. What do you think? Did we get it right? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, until next time, stay epic.